and then you make a big stop against Baylor. Baylor! Oh!
Oh shit, they actually did it! They actually fucking did it! So if I'm a Conference fan, that franchise guy's gonna be so fucking happy about that. Oh my goodness! Yeah! They actually did it, bro. I'm gonna be so happy, bro. He was a nine!
I called it! I called it!
No, we all
called
called it. Didn't we?
No, Longhorn, I know I'm supposed to fucking hate it. I don't fucking hate it. I'm just gonna keep it real. I pity it. Okay?
Oh, God. What?
Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
Detroit on the clock.
Get the... Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, sir. Detroit is on the clock. Wow. And their pick is in. Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
So, Chris, Dallas in a last-minute exchange decided to trade their pick off to the Detroit
What the
Lions.
fuck are you doing, Jerry? And could not lead the defense! You got me jumping! It'd be called cream pie smash.
Oh, God, dude. I knew it.
So, West Virginia played about as good as my fucking hairline is right now. And you probably see my hairline, Bailey. It is bad. Okay?
God!
For the love of football.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. But first of all, what's that? Oh, that's right. We might have to cancel that that music, but the US of A men's and women's hockey won gold. How about them apples? Brings a hell of a welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. God damn. I am so glad to be an American because the men's and women's U.S. hockey teams have come together and have done something magical. Miracle on Ice 2, featuring men and women this time, winning the gold in the Winter Olympics. You know, I don't normally pay attention to the Winter Olympics, but let me tell you something. It's really special whenever we beat Canada in hockey again. We whipped their ass once again, and shout out to the greatest hockey team in all of hockey, the United States hockey team. Shout out to them. There were former Longhorns and former Aggies on there, so shout out to that group right there. And I just had to bust out the Kurt Angle theme song because Jesus Christ, we won gold. We are Olympic gold medalists in hockey, both men and women's. Shout out to the hockey teams, you know. Canada, you fucking geese lovers. Keep crying. Keep crying. I fucking dare you. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. I know it's been a long time coming, and I gotta say that, man, oh man, it's good to be back on here on the mic. It's great to talk football. I didn't get a chance to break down the Super Bowl. I will break down the Super Bowl. I'll break down both halftime shows between Bad Bunny and TPUSA's halftime shows. I got a controversial take on both. UFL will return, starting with the Birmingham Stallions, led by the one and only AJ McCarron, who is the new head coach for Birmingham. Will take on the new one of the new teams in the UFL, the Louisville Kings. Now, this is going to be a very, very interesting league this year because I think that this league's going to be a lot more fun than what it has been. And I think it's going to bring a good variety of competition, especially in the coaching realm, because you got guys in the coaching realm that are really, really good at their jobs. Noel Mazzoni is coaching the Renegades right now. Shout out to Noel Mazzoni as he goes through his coaching resume as the offensive coordinator for the Renegades. There's a lot of coaches that I'm really intrigued on watching this season for the UFL. Now, as we all know, Rondell Moore did pass. God bless his family. God bless everybody that knew Rondell. God bless the Purdue Boilermaker and Arizona Cardinals and everybody else that he contributed part of, you know. And he was there whenever that kid, I forgot what type of cancer that kid had, but he had a special relationship with Rondell Moore, and Rondell Moore was part of that team that upset JT Barrett and those Ohio State Buckeyes, which shout out to that moment. I thought that was one of Rondell Moore's best games ever, and rest in peace. I don't know him personally. I don't know a whole lot of NFL players personally, but I'll send prayers to his family and friends at that point. But god damn, it feels good to be back on this show. It feels extremely amazing to be back on this show. Especially, I'm still kind of fucked up with the name. You can hear it in my voice a little bit. I'm still a little fucked up with the nasal congestion or whatever. But you know what? I have a lot of fucking energy. And partly due to drinking zero sugar sodas. That's part of it. But also just going through school, going through a lot of things in my life that's really helped me out to get better is really, really making me be more positive in life, you know. And goddamn, where do I start? The Super Bowl between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, I didn't particularly... Let's be real. I genuinely did not have a true thought in mind for this game. I thought that New England could win, but I didn't count out Seattle. Although my pick stood as the Patriots winning 24-21, that didn't happen. It was very one-sided and very lackluster. I thought it was really good defensive. It was a really good defensive game. Horrible offensive game. But if we're going to talk about anybody that deserved anything, Kenneth Walker was the shining light of the offensive side for Seattle. I thought he really, really stepped up to the plate, and by God, he's probably a top 5 back in the NFL, if not top 3, in my opinion. I think he's a hell of a back. I always liked him ever since he played at Michigan State. That man has really, really done Seattle some justice over the years. And finally, he gets a ring on his finger. Jackson Smith Njigba. Not what Drewski said. out of Rockwall, Texas, gets a Super Bowl ring before Dallas does. Think about that for a second. As a Dallas Cowboys fan, we're kicking ourselves in the ass going, there was a Dallas native, Rockwall, Texas. Could have played at Dallas. But guess what? Jerry Jones's ego gets the better of him. Gets the better of his franchise. And you start to see where the puzzle falls within this franchise for the Cowboys. Well, congratulations to my Grandpa Jim, Seattle Seahawks. Rest in peace, Grandpa Jim. The Seattle Seahawks are your new Super Bowl champions. I'm glad there's a different Super Bowl champ besides the Patriots, Eagles, Chiefs. Yeah, pretty much it right there. It was either going to be the Rams or the Seahawks. I was scrolling through my Facebook this morning and looking at some timeline stuff, and I saw one of my posts. I said the winner of the Rams and the Bears need to watch out for the Seahawks. So I pretty much saw what was happening. I just thought that the best chance of beating Seattle would be Los Angeles. Well, turns out that Seattle is just a really good football team. And Sam Darnold is that guy. You know, and he's a great game manager, not a game changer. But I'll say this. He earned my fucking respect in the Super Bowl this season in general. Last two seasons, Sam Darnold with Minnesota and Seattle, 14-win seasons. Minnesota is kicking themselves in the ass for letting Sam Darnold go. And voila, he wins a Super Bowl his second year that he's a starting quarterback, like an actual starting quarterback, not a New York Jets starting quarterback. With I would say, top 15 offensive line. And a really good back, a really good set of receivers, very underrated set of receivers that are overshadowed by JSN, which that dude's a beast. I have a lot of respect for Seattle's offense. But their defense, oh my God. They showed Drake May that he was a fraud. So, good win by Seattle. My Grandpa Jim is still probably smoking a cigar and wearing a Seattle gear right now, up in heaven. Just an incredible display of a win. It felt like the Super Bowl that Seattle beat Denver 43-8, but it was I believe it was 29-12, or no, I forget the Super Bowl score. Good God. That's how you know I'm getting old, is I can't remember the Super Bowl scores of this year's Super Bowl. But I can remember Super Bowl Super Bowl 2015. Yeah, 29-13. So I did get it right. But let's talk about something controversial. I love talking controversial stuff. Let's talk about it, shall we? Bad Bunny's halftime show versus TPUSA's halftime show. Now, before I get to the Bad Bunny halftime show, I'm going to throw some criticism at the TPUSA halftime show. I thought it was brilliant. I really did. I thought it was a great show, but it's not a halftime show. It's a halftime concert. Let's be real. It's a halftime concert. Okay? Now, I loved the fact that they brought up God. They brought up a lot of things that were involving America and God, right? But my criticism is this. Stop calling it a halftime show and just call it a halftime concert. That's what it was. It was a halftime concert. It was not in the vicinity of the Super Bowl. Why? Because, let's be real, San Francisco, we'll get to that. I will say this, though. The criticism on Kid Rock is pretty hypocritical for people that judge him based off of a song that happened 20 plus years ago. Where were you guys at whenever he sang that song? Huh? Where were you guys? Half of you motherfuckers weren't even alive when he made that song. So now it's a big fucking deal? A big whoop-de-woo big deal? My God. If we're going to talk about that, let's talk about, goddamn. There's so many musicians that have said underlying tones like that before. Like, let's be real, homie. Like, are we really going to fucking flip out about lyrics that Kid Rock said? And I liked the chick that sang. Great songs. I just don't call it a halftime show. Just call it a halftime concert. That's what it was. It was a concert. That's what it was. It's not a show. You're not displaying presentations and all this other shit. You're not. But overall, it was a good concert. I liked TPUSA's concert, and I liked the overall thought process about talking about the United States, or giving praise to God first of all, and just making it an American atmosphere. Now we get to the halftime show in Santa Clara in Levi Stadium. Okay? This is where the controversy goes from 10 to 100. Okay? Bad Bunny. First of all, geographically wise, makes zero sense to me. Why would you have Bad Bunny do a halftime show in Santa Clara, California? Because California is a liberal state? Is it because California allows just about everybody and their grandmother to come into the state? Is it because Florida is highly against what Bad Bunny represents? I mean, what is it, Roger? You had so many options out of California, out of North Cal, by the way. You could have had any Hispanic singer outside of Bad Bunny out of North California to represent the halftime show, and everything would be good. I promise you that. Because it's the Republic of California, right? People want their own people to represent the halftime show in California. Okay? That's why a lot of people were upset whenever Lil Wayne didn't get to do the halftime show for last year's Super Bowl in New Orleans. Everybody wanted Lil Wayne to do the halftime show. I forgot who did it because I didn't even watch that halftime show. But for some reason, controversy creates cash, and I have to watch this halftime show. So, geographically, it's already off for me because of Bad Bunny from Puerto Rico playing in California in the halftime show. Now, that might sound a little controversial and a little hypocritical, but I'll get to that piece here in a little bit. Now, we get to a part where the environment, the field, the presentation, where people are dressed up like I don't even know what they were dressed as. I'll be honest, and excuse my ignorance for not knowing what the hell it was. Was it wheat? Was it rice? What the hell was it? Pardon me for not knowing what it is. I don't know. I would love to go to Puerto Rico and find out. But it starts off with that. And then there's the businesses. Jesus. That damn washer out there is fucking going. Anyway. So there's that small business, which is cool. I don't mind that. Then we get to the singing. What the fuck was that singing? I swear to God, that was not Spanish. That motherfucker was not singing Spanish, folks. He was speaking gibberish. And I am not one to know Spanish, but I know for a damn fact that wasn't Spanish. And people from his land of Puerto Rico, from the territory of Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Let's make that a clear thing, that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, not a state, not a country. It is still a territory. And for a long time, people have been wanting it to be addressed, which is fine. Go ahead. Make that conversation happen. Is it its own thing? Is it a state? What the fuck is it, you know? But right now it's a U.S. territory as it stands. So that what a lot of his people were saying, a lot of Puerto Ricans were saying that wasn't Spanish. As a matter of fact, before the show started, I watched a TikTok of a Puerto Rican man telling everybody that, hey, Bad Bunny is not Puerto Rican. How is he not Puerto Rican? He looks Puerto Rican. He's a Venezuelan implant. I'm going to just take your word for it. Well, that wasn't fucking Puerto Rican. That wasn't Spanish. That wasn't anything. That was gibberish. So I'm starting to believe that theory, that he's a Venezuelan implant. And let's be real, he didn't really start popping up into the scene until when? After COVID? I don't fucking know. I don't listen to his shit. I'm just being honest here. I'm just asking questions. The more I start asking questions, the more my back wall of fucking foam, soundproofing foam keeps falling off. But it was bad. His performance was bad. A lot of people liked the presentation. Everybody liked the production. Well, when you see two guys humping each other on the passenger side of a fucking old Ford truck, and I'm not just talking about hump, I mean hip thrust into another fucking man. Like, yeah. Like, I'm like talking like something I do on a fucking Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night to a lady. But god damn, that was good production. That was good. 2 male guys literally doing this shit. Doing this. One man doing this. Like hip thrusting. And the other guy doing this shit. I'm not even kidding. The other guy was doing this. While hanging on the goddamn truck. Like, what? That's good production. That's good production. Homie, that's good production. When a man that's hanging off the fucking door and the fucking truck and with his fucking feet out like this, and the other dude is dry humping him like with the fucking hip thrust that should not be shown on TV. There are kids watching the TV. Then I don't know what good production is then. I really don't. You know, I'm not into showbiz. I'm not into all that. But if that's good production, then I have no business watching the halftime show. I'll be straight up with you. Call me crazy, but that's good production. One man hip thrusting and another man doing this. He's doing this. Like this. Off of the fucking door. Off the passenger side door. What? And I can't believe I just did that on the Pigskin Mafia podcast. Now we're going to have fucking clips of me doing that. God damn it. That's the part that really fucked me up. Like I was in the middle of watching the game and I was going through Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you want to call it, which you can follow me at TJRid10_PMP. Same thing with TikTok. And that's the first thing I saw from Bad Bunny's production. Is 2 dudes grinding on each other on live national television. Like, I don't mind. Let me be clear. I don't mind people being who they are. I don't mind who they are. Stop rubbing it on our TV. Stop putting that shit on our TV, Roger Goodell. And then the fucked up thing was, I went and watched 0 to 60 podcast. You can follow my good friends over there, Matt McChesney. He runs 60 Academy. And then Bailey Price, who was on this show. You can follow him at Bailey Price Media. They counted how many times Roger Goodell and Bad Bunny hugged each other. And they counted them separate. Never in my life have I seen grown folk hug each other like that before. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like, okay, how many times they patted each other? I don't know. My NFL's ruined. My NFL back in 2006 is now ruined by gayness. 20 years later. 20 years later, it's ruined by gayness. And even gay folks do not like this shit. Now, if you wear purple hair with a fucking nose ring and you have a frohawk or whatever, and you're a white liberal woman, you love that type of shit. I don't know why. Maybe because you're demonic. But that was the worst halftime show, or one of the worst halftime shows I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty bad ones, but holy shit. It was bland. The singing was shit. The production was... I can't even fucking say if it's bad or good, because it was borderline offensive to people that have kids. You know, like when you have two dudes grinding on each other live on TV and they are shown, like they were in the shot. Okay? They were in the shot. As I'm speaking now, they were in the shot, grinding on each other. The other one was grinding with his ass. The other one was grinding with his pee-pee. This shit has to stop. Like, Roger, get the fuck off the commissioner spot. You have ruined this fucking sport with your stupid ass fucking rules and your stupid ass fucking kickoff rules and your fucking penalization of fucking playing football. I'm over this shit. I need a new commissioner that will fix the problems and not create the problems. You have created more problems and more fucking injuries than anyone that has been a fucking commissioner. I miss the fucking times where halftime shows actually looked good. The last halftime show that I thought that was fan-fucking-tastic, which I still, to this day, will say it is the greatest halftime performance of all time. That would be Prince at Super Bowl 40. Purple Rain in the Rain. Nobody can outdo that fucking performance. I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and move on to the UFL. Finally, we're taking a break from which, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but it's sort of breaking news, but it's really not. The Falcons plan to franchise tag Kyle Pitts. That happened 35 minutes ago, which it is 34:25 on the show right now. Which I think is a smart move by Atlanta. I really do. It really helps them out. Now, they either didn't get the deal what they wanted for a trade, or they really don't want to trade Kyle Pitts because he's a integral part of that offense. But let's talk about UFL for a minute. Talk about these games coming up. Not anytime soon. It's going to be a month long before we even get to that. So you got 8 teams, as usual, in the UFL. I gotta say, I'm really excited to actually get to watch these games again. It's gonna be fantastic. You got some old school rivalries for UFL, XFL, USFL style. You got the return of a team from the USFL, the Houston Gamblers. The Columbus Aviators, a new team. Orlando Storm, a newer team. the return of the Dallas Renegades, St. Louis Battlehawks, DC Defenders, Birmingham Stallions return, and the Louisville Kings return. All right. So, we're going to have a couple weeks before, or actually a month before the UFL actually starts. But I just wanted to say that I'm really excited for this UFL season. I'm going to pay more attention to the UFL this season. I'm looking forward to watching these games. I really do. Especially cities that really don't have the NFL style of, or the NFL capability of having a professional football team. Now they get a chance to have a professional football team in a different league, which I love to see. Birmingham, they've had these type of teams before. I've never seen a Louisville professional football Louisville team. St. Louis, I'm glad they're back. The Gamblers of Houston and the Dallas Renegades, you're always going to have a Dallas and Houston team in any professional sport, in my opinion, except for hockey. DC Defenders and now you got two new teams, the Columbus Aviators, which they've been hinted so many fucking times in Madden. They've been hinted so much in Madden that they were going to be a team at some point, that the relocation team, you know. And then you got the Orlando Storm, which is a very new team. There's been a lot of Orlando-esque teams that have played in these type of leagues, such as the Orlando Predators in the Arena Football League, which is still going on today. That franchise. The Apollos, if you don't remember the Alliance of American Football League, I could have went to their stadium in the Bounce House, but that league canceled the week before I could have went, which I was devastated, but I got my money back because the AAF was a bunch of con artists. I'm really excited to see what happens with all these teams, and to tell you the truth, I'm not really impressed with a lot of their uniforms, though. But they just started training camp today. That's good. I probably like the Battlehawks, DC Defenders uniforms. I'm looking at the site right now, actually, just looking over everything. Kevin Sumlin's going to be the coach at Houston. There's a lot of movement in the UFL, and there's a lot of great talent playing in this league. I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. But we'll tune back to that in several weeks down the line, which we'll go to week 1, and yeah, marquee matchups week 1. The Birmingham Stallions, 3-time USFL champs and UFL champ, taking on the newcomers, the Louisville Kings. Hopefully, at some point, we could get head coach AJ McCarron on the show. That'd be awesome. Maybe he could land me a job somewhere down the line. I'm just kidding. And then that's on Friday, March 27th. Saturday, March 28th, you got 2 games. The DC Defenders travel to St. Louis to take on the Battlehawks at the Dome at America's Center. and that's a pretty big rivalry over the last couple of years. Two teams that hate each other, that have had playoff matchups before. So I'm excited for that one. And then Saturday, March 28th at 3 p.m. Central Time at the Toyota Center or Toyota Stadium. The Houston Gamblers taking on the Dallas Renegades. The Texas Bowl, as I like to call it, for these leagues. I'm excited for that one. And then finally, March 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time in the Interco Stadium in Orlando, as the Columbus Aviators will take on the Orlando Storm. And I'm just curious how they're gonna do the standings. How are they gonna do the? Is it based off a division, or is it just one giant entity that 4 teams could get in and 4 teams are out? I don't know. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to this league that they got here. Pardon me. Ugh. Loogie. Gross. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the Josh Pate controversy that's been going on. God damn, I'm just full of controversy today. I fucking love it. Here we go. So Josh Pate announced Thursday that he was going to post the interview between him and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, as they talk about NIL, what's going on in college football and NFL, and let's just say it received a pretty massive outtake. Like, it was probably the number one most talked about topic in sports. It got that big to where everybody was talking about it. The whole Josh Pate and Donald Trump thing. It got so bad that he was losing followers left and right. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, people started unfollowing him and then started bragging that they blocked him, or that he blocked him or them, that they feel accomplished, that he's a fucking pedo worshiper or some stupid shit like that. First of all, if you look at the fucking files, it shows that the president called the police on fucking Epstein because of the stupid shit that Epstein did and the sick and disgusting things that he did. How about you go to the fucking file library and do the fucking research? It's right there at your disposal. Oh, wait, you don't want to because you have TDS. Okay, fair enough. You can't help that. You're deranged. It makes your blood boil. That you just can't fucking get it right for once in your life. So you have to just throw out accusations, which I think should be a felony. That if you throw out accusations at a sitting president, I don't give a fuck if he's Republican or Democrat or red, pink, and white. I don't give a fuck. A sitting president should not be ridiculed in that manner. Now, if it comes out true, then throw it out. That's all I'm saying. But people upset about Josh Pate getting the opportunity of a lifetime. An opportunity of a lifetime. Something I wish I could have done. Interview the President of the United States on the status of college sports, college football, and how can we fix it. And a lot of you idiots out there that are in disagreement with Josh Pate want to sit there and ridicule him before he even posted the interview. He didn't even post the interview. He announced it, and everybody fucking lost their shit on social media. Well, I'm sorry to say this to those that did not fucking care to even wonder what was gonna happen. And they predicted what happened, and they were so fucking wrong. It was fucking 10 minutes of them shooting shit. It was 10 minutes of Josh Pate asking questions about leadership and how it correlates to the college football realm and how it correlates to the NFL realm. Well, Trump brought up the NFL realm. He hates the fucking kickoff rules. I can tell you that. Like, everybody fucking hates the kickoff rules. Right. So, that's all they talked about. And everybody at that fucking restaurant set their fucking ass down and just stared and watched in amazement as the fucking president was just talking shop. And Gunnar Stockton was there. He's a big supporter of Trump, which I commend you, young man. I commend you. Support who you want to support. I don't give a fuck. Everybody knows who I fucking voted for. I don't care. You can ridicule me. I'm a fucking nobody. I know I'm a fucking nobody. I don't care. I don't care if you get mad at me. If I had the absolute opportunity to get a fucking phone call from the White House and have Donald J. Trump, the sitting president of the United States, contact me and say, I want to interview with you and talk about college football. How we could fix this. And he complimented Georgia. He complimented South Carolina. He complimented Alabama. I mean, he could have complimented Texas, but you know, it's the little things I look for, and not once did he even bring up politics during Josh Pate's interview. 10 minutes of your time. No politics. Wow! It takes a lot out of people to get so fucking mad about one man that is a president. I wouldn't have gave a shit if it was Obama or Biden or fucking Bush or Clinton or fucking Trump or anybody. Hell, if Reagan rose from the dead and asked me to do an interview, by all means, Mr. President. If fucking Abraham Lincoln decided to come back into this world. 4score says, TJ Riddell, may I get an interview with you? Absolutely, Mr. President. The only one I probably wouldn't interview is Andrew Jackson because he's a piece of shit. And he looks like Epstein. But anyway, I mean, how can young people go about your day being upset at one man just because you don't agree with him? Like, y'all, and I'm talking to the far fucking left at this point. Y'all take it so far that y'all admit to killing babies is a good thing. And when a black man is working for ICE, you call him the N-word. And you're white, by the way. White liberals, as Malcolm X once said, are the most... A white liberal man is the most dangerous person in the United States. He is like a fox. Well, I just gave you a little bit of history lesson without you even knowing. And I got a little bit of political. And I try not to be. But you fucking morons are so fucking shallow that y'all brag about being blocked by Josh Pate because y'all are so fucking ignorant to the fact that he was just interviewing him about fucking football. It wouldn't have mattered what fucking president was sitting. He would have asked him about his... The president called him to talk about this shit. He didn't ask the president to do it. The White House and President Donald Trump asked Josh Pate to answer those, or to interview him. So, I don't understand how people could get so fucking angry at a human being trying to just make conversation. But we're going to go ahead and move on from that because I can't talk about ignorance anymore today because holy shit. Never in my life have I been so just tired of just ignorance. And we are going to move on now. But let's talk about Curt Signetti for a minute. Cignetti got a new, or I think he renewed his contract at Indiana. Yeah, so here it is right here. Following the national championship for Indiana that they won, good for him. They revised the contract, which he'll be paid on average annually $13.2 million. All the way through 2033. Which he'll be one of the top earners right beside Kirby Smart. I mean, think about it. The man came in and changed the way Indiana thinks. And I think that they're going to continue to have good success. I do. I genuinely do. They got a good quarterback out of TCU, Josh Hoover. That's probably why Alberto Mendoza left and went to Georgia Tech because A, Hoover's a better passer. B, Alberto Mendoza doesn't fit the scheme as well as Josh Hoover. And he doesn't want to play backup to anybody besides his brother. Okay? But I think Curt Signetti deserved it. He only had 2 losses in his first 2 seasons at Indiana. I mean, it's an incredible feat to get Indiana into the national championship. The year that Lee Corso retires from TV. And you know, it was a remarkable 2 years of Indiana football. And he proved to the world that it was legit. And I gotta say that I'm really impressed by Curt Signetti. And I will tell my long-haired, blonde-haired self from back in the day in 2024 and 2025 season that you're a fucking idiot. TJ from the past. How dare you fucking talk shit upon Curt Signetti? Homeboy. Fucking with them stupid ass white boy Jerry curls. God, what a moron he is, right? But I'll tell you this. I think Indiana is going to be very competitive over the years, and I have a good feeling that Indiana is going to have a lot more competition over the years, especially with Matt Campbell going to Penn State now. I still think that Penn State will be slightly above average in the group. Ohio State's going to be there. Kyle Whittingham over there at Michigan is going to be a huge, huge add-on. Now that Gary Patterson's over there at USC, I'm intrigued to see what happens over at USC. Iowa, they're still a threat to anybody. Illinois, they're looking like they're on the come up with Brett Bielema. The Big Ten is getting more and more competitive as we look at it, you know. It'd be awesome if Michigan State could pull their heads out of their ass. That'd be awesome. Nebraska as well. Wisconsin as well. I hope they fire Luke Fickell at some point. Well, that's kind of rude. It should have got the pot with Luke Fickell, in my opinion. He's got to get at least 9 wins or he's gone. As I'm eating Sheckalicious slams. Tasty. But as I digress, I think Rutgers is going to be pretty good. I think who else? Minnesota is on and off. UCLA, I don't know. Oregon, they'll never win a national championship. They're never, like, they want to be serious, but they're never serious, in my opinion. I just, you know, I just don't see them as a fucking threat to anybody. Washington could be. Could be. I don't know yet. I genuinely do not know about fucking Washington. You know, to me, it comes down to 3 teams. Indiana, Ohio State, and Michigan. The last 3 teams that won the national championship are the 3 top dogs right now in the Big Ten. Then you got your middle of the pack, like, let's see, Penn State, Minnesota, Illinois is right in between there. Maryland, if they could just find that piece, they could be that fucking Indiana, in my opinion. Rutgers, probably closer to the bottom. Iowa's definitely closer to the top, but not up to the level of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio State. You know, I could go on and on about this. Maybe one day I'll get into it more in depth, the way I see it. But I just don't know. But I'll tell you this. We're on the road to the NFL draft, as the combine rumors have already started. One of them being that Fernando Mendoza is for sure not going to throw at the NFL combine. Okay. I know why they're doing it, but I don't agree with it at all. I said it last year with Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. I think it hurts their fucking production value. What happened? I think Shedeur had a... If we're being real, I don't know. I don't even think... I don't think they really did have that good of a season. Especially Cam Ward. He got drawn the short end of the stick on that one going to Tennessee. But Shedeur, he's on the Cleveland Turds, and he could have went to Baltimore, but didn't want to back up Lamar because of longevity reasons. Well, look what happened this season. Lamar got hurt, and he could have been a great backup for Lamar in that offense, I feel like. But he screwed himself over and went to Cleveland, where they have Dylan Gabriel, who I hope to God, do not let him start another fucking NFL game. He is horrendous. I'd much rather start Shedeur Sanders over Dylan Gabriel, that little fucking bobblehead of his. I do not like him as a quarterback. I never once thought he was a good quarterback at all. Even in his UCF days, I never really thought he was that good of a quarterback. But Fernando Mendoza might not think that he has a lot to prove. But he's got a lot of fucking doubters, dude. Let's be real. It was the worst fucking Heisman Trophy presentation in the history of the fucking college football sport. The worst finalist in the Heisman Trophy winning Heisman Trophy ceremony. And it was probably the worst college football season of all time, based upon what we saw. You know it's bad when I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that production is right there and the combine is right there for production help and progression. It really hurts your progression when you sit out of the NFL combine. And I get why they do it, to not risk injuries. But you already sat out of a fucking Senior Bowl. You already sat out of an All-Star game, basically. Why are you sitting out? Why do these fucking kids have entitlement to where they have to sit out on every fucking thing? It's happening in the high school level. The kids sit out their fucking senior year to go play college football. Why are we seeing so many fucking kids sit out of everything, including the NFL Combine? I understand why they sit out, but I don't agree with it. It hurts your progression. If you don't believe me, watch what happened to Cam Ward. Watch what happened to Shedeur Sanders. Watch what happened with guys that sat out in the past. Not just at quarterback, but every fucking position in football. I saw one that Ruben Bain was going to sit out, but that ended up being a lie. And that's a parody account. But for some reason, that parody account always predicts right. That no 3 sports fucking X account. I don't fucking know. What I know is this. Fernando Mendoza does not need to sit out of the combine. He needs to participate in the combine and not just the pro day. He needs to do the combine, then the pro day, so that way he can secure his spot for the number 1 pick. But the draft class is so shitty that he's already the fucking top pick. And that's why your entitlement is right there. And Coach JB once again called it out right that Fernando Mendoza is a good old boy. He fucking Benedict Arnold his way into Indiana and into a Heisman Trophy race and into a national championship by saying, "Oh, the guys in California are my brothers," and then transfers to Indiana. He almost transferred to Georgia, but he wasn't going to beat out Gunnar Stockton. See my point? Entitlement is ruining the fucking game. It ain't just the NIL. It ain't just the transfer portal. It is fucking entitlement. Entitlement by these fucking kids because, you know why? Because people are whispering in their ear, "Hey, Fernando, you can make $1.6 million at Indiana. You're only making $500K at Cal. You'll never win anything at Cal, but if you go to Indiana, you got a guy named Curt Signetti who can win you a national championship and a Heisman because people glance over the receivers and the back and the offensive line and everybody else inside that fucking program, but they look at the fucking quarterback who fucking transfers." And then the NCAA is trying, now they're doing something with this fucking thing with Trinidad Chambliss and all this other shit. They're appealing Trinidad Chambliss, and now they are going after guys that are transferring after fucking 5 years of football. I think the most you should ever play college football is 4+1. Hear what I just said. 4+1. And the reason why I say +1 is either A, you're either a true freshman and got injured that season and you didn't get a full fucking season and you can redshirt, or B, you played from your freshman year all the way to your senior year, get hurt your senior year, and you decide that you could play one more year because your eligibility clock did not fucking excel. Why are there guys still playing fucking 9 to 10 seasons of college football? There are guys my fucking age playing college football. You know what? How about this? Texas has a walk-on tryout soon. How about if I go up to Austin and fucking go try out for that football team? I may not be in shape like I was fucking 10 or 11 years ago, but goddamn, I'll go up there and fucking start my eligibility clock because it's different from when somebody comes from JUCO or from a different school and says, I need 6 years. Fuck you. No, you don't. You just know that you're not going to be able to play in the NFL. Because you're not talented enough to play in the NFL. Which leads me to this. Tom Brady and Logan Paul. I forgot to even mention this on the rundown. Tom Brady and Logan Paul had a little debate going on during Super Bowl weekend or whatever. And Logan Paul, he's a WWE superstar right now. And Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champ. They're talking about the flag football in Saudi Arabia that they're going to have with a lot of NFL talent and Tom Brady. Logan Paul says, well, I'll can't wait to show out. Or Tom Brady starts off by saying, I'm worried about you. And Logan Paul's like, why? I don't think you can handle guys like Shady and all these other guys. Or not Shady, Saquon and all these other guys. And Logan Paul got offended. Oh, what a shocker. Logan Paul gets fucking offended by something. And I get it, it's marketing. They're trying to market this whole fucking flag football. That he's super fucking, he's way more talented. Could they jump off the jump rope? Like, shut the fuck up. And then, yeah, he had the audacity to tell a 7-time Super Bowl champ quarterback, arguably the GOAT. I still think it's Montana, but arguably the GOAT, Tom Brady, that he was a all Mr. Ohio or some shit like that. Let me shoot straight with you. Ohio football is not fucking California or Texas football. Okay? And from what I've seen on the tape, you're fucking stiff. You're fucking tense when you run the football. You run awkward, Logan. You really do. You know, I haven't thrown on pads in fucking 10 plus years, but god damn it. Something like that makes me want to put pads back on and fuck you up. Oklahoma drill, straight line. I've hit guys bigger than you. I'll be straight up with you, Logan Paul. I've hit guys that are way more massive than you. I've hit guys that were 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and they weighed, goddamn, like 250, 260. All it takes is for this shoulder. I found ways to knock people down. Might as well call me the CM Punk. No. I'm nowhere near fucking NFL level. But I'll say this. Football is easy. For anybody that thinks that Logan Paul is right to talk about what he talked about towards Tom Brady, you're higher than fucking giraffe pussy. There's no way that a WWE superstar could last in the NFL. I mean, let's go down the list, shall we? Roman Reigns. Fucking world heavyweight champion at one point. Undisputed champion. Played college ball. He was pretty good. Did he make it through the NFL? No. Brock Lesnar. Probably, arguably, the one that could make it. NCAA champion in wrestling. WWE champion. World heavyweight champion. World heavyweight champion in the UFC. But did he make it through the NFL? No. Bill Goldberg. probably the one that actually stuck out the most. He lasted pretty long in the NFL for a wrestler. Steve McMichael was a football player first before he wrestled. And I guarantee you, if he were to talk right now, God rest his soul, he'd probably say wrestling was a lot easier than football. Trick Williams, who I didn't know that played college ball, but he played college ball at South Carolina. I forgot his first name, but his last name was Belton, which is kind of cool. I thought he was an okay. I thought he was an okay receiver at South Carolina, but did he make it to the NFL? No. Brian Baker, was he looked at to play college or NFL? No. He played at Kennesaw State. So my point is, do not underestimate the NFL, Logan Paul, because those guys are way more athletic than you think, especially on the defensive line. Ask Pat and Kevin Williams. They fucking created a fucking wall. Probably the perfect 1-3 technique in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. Pat and Kevin Williams. Formidable forces. Immovable objects. That's it. Matrick Belton. That's why his name is Trick Williams. Matrick Belton. Let's take a look at his stats real quick. 11 receptions, 121 yards, 0 touchdowns. And he's from Columbia, South Carolina. That was his only stats during the 2015 season. So, do you get my point now that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson played on some incredible teams, played with Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp. Did he make it to the NFL? No, but he made it to the CFL, but didn't last long. Okay. Ron Simmons, defensive tackle, All-American, Florida State Seminole. He went by the names Farouk and Ron Simmons. And Ron Simmons, damn! If you don't know who Ron Simmons is, look him up. My favorite iteration of him was the Nation of Domination. But I'm going to tell you this. Did Farouk or Ron Simmons get into the NFL? No. There are so many wrestlers that could not make it into the NFL. But there's a lot of NFL guys that could get into the world of wrestling. Pac-Man Jones, D'Angelo Williams, Steve McMichael was an NFL player before he went to the wrestling scene and won tag team titles. You know what I'm saying? So, let's be real here. Wrestling is a choreographed sport, which I love and appreciate to this day. My favorite wrestler of all time is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And, you know, he played at fucking Edna, which is right down the road from me. He played at Edna, Texas. And he went to school at North Texas. Did he make it to the NFL? Hell no. Hell no. But he was a damn good wrestler, and I appreciated him throughout my childhood. But let me just say this. Logan Paul, you were never a fucking college athlete. You were like me. Okay? We were high school athletes. We were never on the college level. We damn sure weren't on the NFL level. So there's levels to this shit. I get it. It's marketing. It's promoting. You're doing what you need to do. And good for you. Good for you. But cut the bullshit. All you wrestlers need to cut the bullshit. I'm going to take NFL over WWE any day. Once it comes to athleticism and just raw athleticism. That should tell you something, that if Brock Lesnar couldn't handle it, then none of you can handle it. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. Stop it. Y'all are a choreographed sport, which I love. It's great entertainment. But football is a lot more than just tackle the ball. Y'all have no idea what y'all are talking about. Logan Paul has no idea what he's talking about. Throwing out stuff that Tom Brady doesn't even care about. He even said it. He goes, "Oh, that's great. I'm a 7-time Super Bowl champion. No one gives a shit about that." I'm just saying I'm worried about you. Plain and simple, folks. Plain and fucking simple. And I would love to go Oklahoma drill. I'm just saying. With anybody from the WWE or fucking Logan Paul. I don't care. I would love to go Oklahoma drill. I don't want to hurt y'all. But if y'all want to prove a point, I'll be a subject in the matter. Pros vs. Joes was a great show to fucking get people to realize that pros in the NFL were real. And they hurt people. Not on purpose, but they hurt people. Okay? So we gotta stop with the bullshit that, oh, WWE, like all you fucking WWE wrestling fans. Oh, the WWE has a lot of athletical attributes, and the NFL quarterback who Tom Brady couldn't even last. Alright, Dave Meltzer. Like, shut up. All you fucking wrestling dweebs, shut up. Y'all fucking smell like onions and asparagus and still live with y'all's mothers. Like, shut up. By the way, I'd be a great heel in wrestling. But before I go again, rest in peace, Rondell Moore. He passed at the age of 25. He was a great receiver. And again, talking about his tenure at Purdue was probably my favorite moments of Rondell Moore. Like, he was an exciting player to watch. And from what I've heard, he was a better human being. But they're saying he most recently played at Minnesota, which is true. They didn't share any details on his death, which is sad. That tells me it was foul play. God, that's horrible. God. like, I was a kid when Sean Taylor passed, when Chris Henry passed, and now we got a young man in Rondell Moore that passed, and they're doing an investigation on his death, which is it's unbelievable, and I hope to God that his family is doing okay, that they're healing from this process, because nobody wants to lose a son, a brother, someone in their relationship. They don't want to lose that. They want to lose a friend. They don't want any of that. So, just keeping my thoughts and prayers out to the Moore family and friends, and to those that are close to Rondell Moore. That's sad, man. 25 years old. He was 5 years younger than me. That's really sad, but on a brighter note, we're back. We'll be back on every week from here on out, and we're gonna have the draft special. We are on the road to the draft special. I haven't quite decided where I'm going to do the draft special yet. It might just be where I'm at now. But I'm looking forward to the draft special this year. It'll just be me for right now with the draft special. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it this season. I'm ready to tire myself out again and go party. But I'm really excited about this UFL season. I'm really excited about the draft special this season. I cannot wait until this is ready to be started again for next season. While I'm doing school, by the way, which I'll keep you updated on how I'm doing at school. Right now, I'm passing with flying colors in history, and I'm already on my midterm exam. Holy shit. So I'm excited for that. But thank you guys for watching today's show. It has been fucking awesome. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to spread controversy and love. That sounded so crazy, but true. Don't forget, do not let people bring you down. Do not let people deter you from chasing your dreams, or else you're nothing but a robot. You're an empty shell if you allow people to dictate your life. It took me 30 years to figure that out. 30 fucking years to figure out that, hey, motherfucker, this is my life. I'm going to change it for the better. And, man, my life is so much easier right now. It is. But chase your dreams and not false hope. Chase your ambitions, not what you're being told to do. Chase your passion and not someone else's passion. For those that know. But anyways, this has been a great show. Representing the Naval Academy. Shout out to the midshipmen. Love to be back. I will be back next week as we'll talk more about the off season. We'll talk more about UFL and many, many more. Whatever I choose. So I'll be back on next Thursday. Keeping in tabs on that. Next Thursday, I'll be back on. So that way we can have a set schedule finally. And then next Tuesday, or not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, and then the following Thursday, and then the following Tuesday, so on and so forth. But guys, I fucking love y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Pigskin Mafia podcast, a show that's working its way up. It is. And I'm glad that I'm not sick anymore. I'm glad that I've gained a little bit of confidence back. And I'm glad that we are back in business. So guys, tune in next week, next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Pigskin Mafia Podcast. We are the PMP. Good night. Mwah, and good night. Bang. As Billy is excited to see that we are ending the show. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.